Hey, good morning. It's Mr. G here. This is a beautiful day today, and because of this, I'm doing this outside on my porch. Um, you may hear some chainsaws going off. You may hear I've got a lake behind my house, so you may hear the geese honking. They love to make a lot of noise. They're usually just angry at each other, so you may hear that. You may see my kids come up behind me. I may talk to them, but I'll stick with you. There may be some things going on. I'll try to talk a little loud because I know I'm outside. The microphone may not pick me up as smoothly. But here we go. What we're going to talk about today is using action steps when we have a conflict. So, if we have a problem, there's some things we can go through to help resolve it in a safe and calm way without having a lot of issues. So, that's what we're going to work on today. Let's see. First, I'm going to show you a picture here, and we're going to talk about what we see. So let's see if I can bring this up here. Okay. Let's see. Here we go. This is what I want to see. So in this picture, look at what we see here. You see Bob and Sue's first date begins in conflict. What are they arguing about? Right, all right. They're arguing about what to eat for dinner. And they have different ideas about what they want for dinner. It looks like Sue would like a burger, and looks like Bob would like a carrot. So Bob wants a carrot, Sue wants a burger. All right. Um, why are they having a problem? Well, right, because they both want to eat different things. Okay. Whenever we are in a group with people or with just one other person, um, differences are inevitable. They just happen. It's just part of life. They can be exciting and interesting, but sometimes they can cause conflict that we have to resolve. All right. Most of the time, how we deal with conflict personally is how our family deals with conflict. Some families being loud and yelling at each other is acceptable. In other families, it's not. All right. Also, it kind of deals with the situation we're in, where we're at. If we're at school, we deal with conflict in a different way than maybe we handle it at home or at work for an adult or on the playground or with your friends. So we have to understand where we are is going to dictate how we deal with a situation. All right. Now, in school, how do we want you to deal with conflict? Go ahead and just say it to your adult, say it to me. How do we want you to deal with conflict? Right, yeah, we want you to do it without violence. We want you to talk through it. If someone steps on your toe, we don't want you to act out. We don't want you to begin screaming. We want to talk through the situation. Um, there's other places of life in which you'll be expected to handle a conflict in the same way. Where do you think those would be at? Like, where else in your life would you expect someone to handle a conflict calmly and talking through it? Right. I would say maybe at a job, if you are religious, maybe go to church. If you're at a restaurant, on a bus, any kind of public place, it's going to be expected that you handle a conflict with another person in a calm and reasonable way. So we're going to um, work on those. And it may be hard because if something happens, you really want to get after it. But, um, you know, we're here to teach you calm ways to go through that. All right. I'm going to show you the next little poster I have for you here. And these are the steps that we're going to go through to um, learn how to be calm. Okay. Let's see. You don't want that one. Um, is it this one? It is this one. Okay, good. This is called our action steps. All right. And if you notice, each one of the action steps goes from the top, the very first thing, all the way down. And look, they're in alphabetical order. They go A, B, C, D, E, F. All right. And they're top down. When you have a conflict, when you have something you have to work on, you start at the top. And okay, just realized my screen sharing was paused. Oh no. Okay, let's try this again. Sorry. Kind of new to this. All right, here we go. So there we go. Nice. So what we have here is our action poster, and it starts at the top and it goes to the bottom. So the first thing we do is analyze the situation, where you kind of have to become computers, where we're thinking about what the situation we're in. And each situation, of course, is going to be different. And then we have to brainstorm some options. We're going to just hit on those first two today. Okay. We're just going to work on analyze and brainstorm. And the next time we meet, we will be working on the next couple. So we're going to be looking at some situations in which we see people today, and we're going to analyze some situations. Okay, we're going to work together. We're going to power through this. All right. If we're in a situation and one or both of the people are not acting, they're not thinking clearly. If I don't go through these steps and I don't analyze the situation and say, I don't know, I'm in the lunchroom and I bump into someone. If neither of us are thinking clearly, what could happen? Yeah, we can get into a fight. We can start an argument. We could cause a bigger issue than we need. So we definitely want to start thinking about these steps to try to think clearly through things. Okay. We want to also think about those steps of staying in control, and we'll go through those in the next time as well. All right. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to try to bring up my other screen here. All right. Now, let's see. So the first step we do is we analyze the situation. So we have to think about what the problem is, how you feel, what do I need, and do I need more information? All right. And that's a lot of information. So we're just going to hit them one at a time here. Let's go back to the top. What does it mean to analyze something? When you analyze something, what does that mean? Right. It means to think carefully about a situation, think carefully about something. All right. The first three questions help both people explain their own perspective, how they describe the problem, and identify how they feel. All right. So we want to know the problem. We want to know how we feel and what do we need from the situation. All right. Let's just hit the first three. So let's just say I'm in the lunchroom and someone does bump into me. All right. I need to analyze the situation before I get upset. So what is the problem? Well, I just got bumped into. How do I feel? Okay. I probably feel angry. I'm probably scared. I'm probably worried, but probably angry. All right. And what do I need or want? I probably need that person to explain what happened. And if I go to the bottom one, it says, do I need more information? I'm probably going to ask that person, excuse me, did you do that on purpose? Or, ow, can you please say you're sorry? But you have to go through those steps. You have to think about the problem. You have to realize how you feel, and you have to figure out if you need something. All right. Sometimes we skip right to acting, and we can't do that. And we have to think about the situation we're in. All right. So we're going to watch a video about, excuse me, about two young boys who, I think one of them steals he borrows one of his brother's Frisbees, and we're going to see what happens. All right. So I'm going to minimize my screen so that you can see the video. All right, let's see.
How about we watch TV?
Nah, there's nothing good on.
We could watch a movie.
No. I want to do something.
We could skateboard.
Already did. How about this?
Don't mess with that. It belongs to my brother Nick. It's a collector's item. He doesn't even play with it.
Cool, it's autographed.
Yeah, it's one of his favorite things ever. He's really into Ultimate.
Let's play Frisbee.
Okay, but not with that one. Nick's got all his Ultimate stuff with him.
Let's just use this one.
No way, Nick will get really mad.
Come on. You'll never know.
All right, but we have to be really careful.
Go, let's go.
Wait up.
harder.
I'm bored. Let's go do something else.
Not yet.
Come on. Frisbee's stupid. Let's go skateboard some more.
Go on.
Whoa.
Now you did it. Way to go.
It wasn't my fault. You threw it too high.
I told you to go long. You could have caught it easy.
No way. That was way over my head. Man. Nick is gonna be so mad that we borrowed it without even asking.
Yeah, you should have thought of that.
It was your idea.
You said it was okay.
Now what? School's closed. There's probably not even a janitor around.
Well, let's leave it.
No way.
Come on, it's just plastic.
Not to Nick. It's really special to him.
Yes, you can. Just shut the door. Okay. All right. So, stop my sharing here. All right. So, now we're going to analyze this situation. We're going to actually look at what's going on between the two of them. All right. So, that was kind of pretty rough. You know, they borrowed the one boy's brother's Frisbee without asking, and now it's on the roof. Now we have to think about what each one of the boys is thinking about. All right. So Jason was the boy in the green shirt, and Tony was the boy in the red shirt. Tony was that's his brother's Frisbee. All right. We can think about it that way. Tony's brother's Frisbee is now on the roof. Jason asked to use it. All right. So now let's analyze the situation. So what's going on? The Frisbee's on the roof. Tony's brother is going to be upset, and neither of them want to take responsibility for it. So the situation is there's a Frisbee on the roof, and that's not good. All right. Let's think about the problem from each boy's perspective. How is Tony feeling? Right. Tony is probably feeling scared and angry because his brother's thing is on the roof, and Jason doesn't want to accept any kind of blame for it. What about Jason? How is the problem from Jason's perspective? You know, for me, Jason probably feels embarrassed because it was his idea, but he also is understanding that Tony has some responsibility as well. He wants Tony to fix the situation because it's his brother's thing. You know, I would think that Jason is probably more scared than anything because, you know, he doesn't want his friend to get in trouble, but he also knows that it's not his fault. All right. What does each boy need? For me, what does Tony need? Yeah, Tony needs that Frisbee down. And he probably needs Jason to say, I'm sorry, or Jason to offer some help to get the Frisbee down. Tony definitely is wanting the situation to be fixed. All right. What about Jason? What does Jason need or want? I think Jason needs Tony to say that, yeah, it is Tony's problem, but he wants Jason to help. You know, Jason probably wants to feel like Tony wants his help to get the Frisbee down instead of being blamed. You know, even if we do cause an issue, we don't want the other people to blame us. We want the other people to say, it's okay, we'll get through it. All right. Does either character need any more information? So we're going through those steps, the analyze, and then now we're going to brainstorm. So does either character need more information? I would think so. I would think each character needs to know how they're going to fix this situation. They want to know if there's a possible way to fix it without getting other people involved. Do you think they're going to need to get an adult? I do. I think they're definitely going to have to get an adult. They're going to have to own up to it. They're going to have to go find a janitor or go tell Tony's mom that Jason, his brother's Frisbee, is now on the roof. It's really not that big of a situation. It's one that can easily be fixed if you're just honest. I think if they were to try to lie their way out of it or fix it themselves, there could be some more issues involved. If they're honest, it could be easily resolved, right? All right. So when problems occur, people can feel scared, guilty, or confused. They may blame the other person without thinking. So if you're with someone and a window breaks, you may say, it was your fault. But we have to think about things. Do you think Jason was really listening to Tony when he was in the house and he was wanting the Frisbee? Do you think Jason was listening to Tony? No, I don't think he was. I think he was trying to push his own point of view. He was trying to say, no, I really want to do this. I really want to do this. You should let me do this. What could Tony have done instead? So Tony was in the house with Jason and he was explaining the Frisbee and Jason kept wanting to use it. What could Tony have done? Tony could have been more assertive. He could have stood up and said, no, that is my brother's thing. We cannot use it. But Tony was being really passive about it. Tony said, whatever, it's fine. If Tony would have been more assertive, they would have avoided the situation altogether because he would have been able to say, nope, that's not something we can do right now. All right. Now that it's a problem, how are the boys blaming each other? All right. Because right now they're blaming each other. Tony is saying that Jason threw the Frisbee too hard. Jason is saying Tony should have caught the Frisbee, right? He's saying he didn't even try to catch it. Tony was saying it was Jason's idea. Jason is saying Tony agreed to do it, so it's his fault as well. Man, this is a bad situation, all right? What do you think could happen if the boys just keep wanting to blame each other? What could happen? One, the Frisbee's never going to come down. They're probably going to get into a big fight, and they're probably not even going to help each other. They may ruin their relationship. They may ruin their friendship if they don't come to an agreement. Hopefully, the next time we watch this, we'll see that they actually do kind of come out of this, right? So if they were to focus on each other's perspective, they probably would find a solution for this, okay? I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. We're going to see if there is a way to have a neutral resolution to this, all right? Let's go back here. All right. So now that we've analyzed the situation, let me bring me back up here. Hi. We got to work some, now that you have analyzed the situation, then your next step is you have to brainstorm. So you have to find a solution to the problem. All right. Solutions are neither good nor bad. There's not a winner or a loser. You have to compromise. You have to work together to try to figure out a solution to work. Okay. Let's see what's next here. All right. So what do you think that they could do to fix their problem? Let's brainstorm with the two boys. What could they do? What are some ideas they could use to fix this problem? All right. Well, one, they could go find a ladder and try to climb the building themselves. Not the best. They could buy a new Frisbee, but what was special about that Frisbee? Yeah, the Frisbee was signed by an ultimate Frisbee competition player guy. So that's probably not a great solution there. They could say they didn't take it. They could tell them, I don't know what happened to it, but what's wrong with that? Yeah, it's lying. You don't want to lie. You want to be honest here. All right. They could actually go and tell his brother and be honest, right? All right. Next time we're together, we're going to see the solution to this. And I can't wait to see it myself. I want to see how this plays out. What I want you to do, and when I post this assignment, I'm actually going to make it an assignment, and I want you to try to come up with 2 more possible solutions that the boys could do. What else could they do? We talked to some solutions, but what are some other ways that they could possibly fix this situation? When we meet up next time, we're going to consider each option, and then we're going to decide on the best one. So that's the next 2 steps in problem solving. So today we talked about analyzing and brainstorming. again, when there's conflict, you have to work together. If you don't work together, you won't be able to find a resolution to the conflict, and you could ruin relationships, and you just do not want to do that. All right. So until next time, be cool, be safe, and I'll check you.